to prop up Ukraine and, like Joe said, the Nazis? Would you
Well,
guess?
I mean, since 2014, 2015, we've been spending around 200 to $300 million a year in military assistance up until the current round of conflict. This is money that was allocated. If you remember, this became headline news here in the United States thanks to a phone call that former President Donald Trump made to current President Zelensky in Ukraine, in which people said that he was holding the military assistance hostage. And so there was a lot of attention spent on what kind of military assistance this was. Um, Early on, the military assistance was primarily in the form of training, in underwriting the costs of sending Ukrainian forces to participate in NATO military exercises, and to provide the Ukrainian military with what they call defensive weapons. The Javelin man-portable anti-tank weapon was the weapon of choice. And so we spent a lot of money, a couple $100 million a year doing this. There was other programs that were funded. We said we didn't have any permanent bases in Ukraine, but that's not true. We actually had 3 permanent bases and probably a 4th if you want to count Mariupol. We had one Lvov, which is to the west of Lvov, the big city in western Ukraine, where the 7th Army maintained a training command that was fully staffed, full-time staffed by nearly 200 Americans every day of the year. Now they rotated out primarily National Guardsmen, but their job was to provide this formal training program. Then there were 2 other bases where we oversaw the actual field exercises, and we had people that were rotating through these bases. The U.S. Air Force would rotate not only our own jet squadrons through, but also train the trainer units, have pilot exchanges. And then the United States Marine Corps and the Coast Guard were active in the Mariupol area. Indeed, many of the people that are fighting in Azov Steel right now, the non-Azov brigade people are from the Ukrainian Marine Corps, and they had a very close training relationship with the United States Marine Corps and indeed with Navy SEALs. So we had this full-time presence. We spent a couple $100 million a year in taxpayer money, and then when the war started, we amped that up. Within easily 2 months, we had spent another $3 billion in providing the Javelin missiles, Stinger missiles, and other. And then, of course, the big ticket items came in. Joe Biden's $33 billion package, and then the yet monetized Lend-Lease legislation passed by Congress that's been put on Biden's desk that revives 80-year-old legislation that was first put forward in 1941 to provide American weapons to the British before the United States got involved in World War II, ironically to fight Nazis. So I don't mean to laugh, but the absurdity of us taking a law that was designed to help defeat Nazi Germany and revive it so that we can funnel money in to a military organization that not only has incorporated formally into its structure Nazi units, but has allowed this ideology to permeate to such an extent that you cannot differentiate the Ukrainian military from the right-wing nationalism that gave birth to Nazi ideology. So we've gone full circle. My grandparents and the grandparents of every American, these millions of Americans who went overseas and from 1941 to 1945 to defeat Nazi Germany would be rolling in their graves. The greatest generation would be ashamed of what we become as a nation, giving money to the very ideology that we shed our blood to defeat 7 decades ago.